Hi, today I'll be on the court playtesting the new Prince Phantom 107G. And this is one of five Phantom frames in their line. So this is the 107 version, which is an oversized, and it's the only oversized in the Phantom line. If you were a previous owner of the 107, it's out of the same mold, but they added Xylon, which is a material that adds stability to the frame. So what I thought would be interesting in this playtest is to compare the two in case you are currently playing with the old one and deciding if you should upgrade to this new one. And I am going to be using the Swing Vision app, which hopefully will be helpful in this review. Alright, so I'm starting this playtest with ground strokes, and I'll be hitting serves and volleys later. So on my back end, what I'm trying to do is hit the ball deep cross court. I'm still dealing with tennis elbow, so you can see that I have my armband there, but it actually would be a good test to see how these demos perform in the comfort category. So what I'm doing is again hitting a cross court deep shot, and you can see the Swing Vision app where you can see the miles per hour and the actual ball location where it landed. After I hit a few with each racket, I noticed that I averaged about 59 miles an hour. Now that 59 is about 20% less than what you would see on TV when the pros are hitting. Not to give myself an excuse, but it is actually tracking the average speed during the ball is in flight. So it will show up a little bit slower than what you're used to seeing. So after I hit a few backhands that were going deep, I will be switching to slice in a little while. And what I'm going to do is try and hit a cross court angle, aiming for the alley. So I'm trying to land it right there and create an angle with my backhand to kind of feel out how the racket performs in the touch category. Alright, so now I'm switching over to my forehand, and I'm trying to hit that ball cross court and deep. And after I tried both rackets, I noticed that I had an average of 56 miles an hour, which is less than my backhand. At first I was kind of surprised, but it makes sense because I do hit with more topspin on my forehand. So even though I think I'm hitting it harder, it's actually the spin that's making the ball read slower. Now the Swing Vision app has 4 session types. I am using the ball machine setting, but it also has a match, a rally, and a serve practice setting. So, and in addition to that, it actually has a goal setting feature, but for the purpose of this video, I decided to turn it off. So after I hit the deep forehand cross courts, I'm going to switch to an angle forehand. I want to see if I could make the ball dip into that opposite alley over there. So I'll be hitting a few more of these before I move on to my serves. Alright, so for my serves, I decided not to hit any flat serves. I didn't want to stress my arm too much, so don't pay attention to the radar. What I was trying to focus instead was accuracy and spin. So on the deuce court, I only hit slice serves aiming wide. On the ad court, I was hitting kick serves going wide. And for both the slice and the topspin, I was trying to land it in and use a side fence as a reference. So I was trying to get as much spin as I could, hitting it in, and trying to get that ball to hit the side fence before it bounced the second time. Finally, for my volleys, I started with my forehand, and I created a drill where I would hit a deep ball followed by a shallow ball. And the goal here was to create more of a match play situation and not hit the same ball over and over. So you can see me go for a deep ball here. I think that was out. And then a shallow ball there. And I would keep doing that. Now on my back end, I did start to warm up for about 30 seconds. And you'll see me do it in a little while up here. But I started to get tired and sore. So I decided then this is where I should stop my playtest. Alright, so let's take a look at some frame specifications, and these are unstrung, even though I did misspell it here. So before I get into these specs, I did want to mention about the string setup that I used on my current racket, the 2020 Phantom 100G. It is a smaller head size than the two that I playtested. But the string setup, I have a natural gut, which is Babolat VS 17, and a polyester Necross Prince Vortex 18 gauge. String tension 4240, and the ERT 300 dynamic tension reading at 30. And this is going to be important, and I'll mention why later. Now the static weight, I do customize my frame, so I bring it up to 320 in the grams and 11.3 ounces. The stiffness is at 60, and the beam width is 20.5 at the tip and 16.5 in the shaft. Of course, I didn't customize these specs. And the swing weight, I did bring it up to 310. Now let's take a look at the next racket, which is the 107G 2020 version. And so I went with a hybrid setup, even though it wasn't with natural gut. I went with a synthetic gut, Prince Lightning Pro, and a Prince Tour XP, which is a polyester, both at 17 gauge. I went with a reference tension of 46-44, hoping that I would get a DT of 30, and I did, so that was good. And I wanted to make sure that these two matched, because when I playtest the rackets, I wanted to make sure that the strings and the tension felt similar to what I'm familiar with, so then I could really get a feel of what the racket is doing. The static weight is 310, which is 10.9 ounces. Stiffness 65, and this is the beam width here that varied, and then the swing weight at 295. So this is the 2024 version, and I went with the same string setup. Tension, I just kept it the same, and I got the same DT, so that worked out well. The weight at 308, and that's within the 10.9 ounce range. Now this stiffness I got at 58, I thought was interesting, because on Tennis Warehouse they actually listed at 62, and for this racket they listed at 61. But you know, you can see that this one's stiffer than this one, and it's quite a bit of difference, 7 units. Normally when you read the specs on Tennis Warehouse, it's based on a strung racket. So typically the RDC stiffness or the RA rating would be higher than when it's, lower than when it's unstrung. So I'm not sure what happened there, but you can see that the beam width is exactly the same. So that's telling me it's coming out of the same mold. And I did want to mention that Xylon material that's in this new updated version. You'll see in the throat area, that Z right there. That's what, so Xylon is a synthetic polymer which was added to the already tech stream that was already in the frame, and it's to enhance the stability of the frame. Now the swing weight at 292 is really close to this, so that's not a factor there. All right, so finally I wanted to talk about the results from this play test and how I felt each of the rackets performed. And I'm going to just call the 2020 version the black version, and the 2024 the green version here. So if I were to rate these rackets on ground strokes, serves, and volleys, here's what I have here. So if we take a look at ground strokes, I felt like if you have a really flat ball and you want to hit deep, the black version did a better job, because of the fact that at least the demo that I had is a stiffer frame, so I felt like it was easier to do that. When I was trying to spin the ball and really get more touch, then that's where this green racket did a little better job there. Now when we got into serves, I did not hit any flat serves, but I think if you did, the black version would definitely have more power on a flatter serve. But because I was just spinning my serves in and going for accuracy, whenever I was using the green racket, I felt like I had a little bit more connection to the ball, so I felt more confident with the spin and accuracy. Whereas when I used the black one, it felt like it was a little bit overpowering. Now in the volleys, I felt with the black racket, I had easy depth. So when I was trying to execute those volleys deep, it was easier compared to the green racket. But when I got into those angle volleys where I was trying to hit those drop shots, I felt like I had better touch and feel. So if we take a look at this final column where I have notes, if you have the older version, the 2020 version, I feel like between the two, it is a little bit more powerful, again, because of the fact that it has a higher stiffness rating. But if you want to get a little bit more control, I feel like you have to go higher than at least what I did at 40, 46, 44. Now for the green racket, The comfort was definitely there, and that was something I was more familiar with, comparing it to my current racket. And I like the fact that I could play with that low tension, and it just felt right at home in terms of the comfort and the touch and the feel of the racket. So there you have it. These two rackets are a little bit different. I mean, they're still within that comfort category of rackets, but if you really was picky about how they perform, this is how I felt the rackets did. If you thought this review was helpful, please let me know. I'm debating if I should create more reviews like this one featuring Prince rackets. I also would like to know if you thought the Swing Vision app was useful in this application. I do wish though that RPMs could be added to the Swing Vision app in addition to ball speed. I think it would be a useful tool for a coach to analyze a student's technique and how equipment can affect spin potential. So if you work for Swing Vision and you're watching this video and would like to comment, I would love to hear from you. Alright, let's rewind to the mid-80s. Do you know what racket this is? It's a Prince Original Graphite, also referred to as POG. Its thin beam construction and oversized head has made this a winning combination for over 40 years. And back in the day, some touring pros like Michael Chang, Andre Agassi, Monica Seles, and Gabriela Sabatini played with this racket. The Prince Graphite is considered a true oversized player's frame. Although the Prince Original Graphite was considered the true oversized player's frame, it was quite demanding. The unstrung weight was 12.8 ounces, the swing weight was 314, and the RA stiffness was 61. Now let's fast forward to today and take a look at the 107G. You can see that it pulled inspiration from the iconic crossbar stabilizer. It still has the thin beam construction. This new update with enhanced modern technology increases stability while lowering the swing weight. This allows the frame to cut through the air faster, allowing to generate more racket head speed for today's modern, aggressive baseline player. Now, if we take a look at the 5 Phantoms that were updated in 2024, the 107G is the true oversized player's racket that looks classic and plays modern. Earlier this week, I posted a short video leading up to this playtest, and I asked this question. And do you know why Prince decided to go with this colorway on this update? Well, I have my theory. So did you figure it out? Well, here's my theory. When Prince first came out with the Phantom 107G in 2020, it was all black. And if you look at it very closely, there are some lines on the frame. So it's sort of ghostly looking, I guess, because it's hidden. And as you know, a Phantom is a ghost. So when this racket came out in this color scheme with the camouflage green, it is pretty cool looking, but I still wondered why they chose this color. But if you put it down on a court, if your court happens to be green, take a look at that. So that definitely blends in with the surface of the court, and hence the Phantom look, because it's like a ghost. So anyway, that's my theory. So if you work with Prince and that is correct, I'd love to hear from you. Or if it's another reason, please comment down below. Thanks for watching Play with Prince, and let your strings play. Aloha! The AM Stringing Pro Shop is happy to serve Hawaii's tennis community's tennis needs. However, if I don't carry something that you want here in the shop, or you don't live in Hawaii, here's another way that you can support local. I recently joined the Tennis Warehouse affiliate team, and if you purchase any products from Tennis Warehouse, please use my affiliate link provided below. I will receive a commission, which will help support local and my YouTube channel. Mahalo for your support, and let your strings play.